Hello and welcome to Courage Concept number 13. You might not always get what you want, but you can get what you want more often than you're getting it now. This week, I've been trying to have my driver's license translated by a certified translator. And I reached out to the woman I used last year and I sent her an email and then another email and then a third email. And I hadn't heard back from her. And I thought that was a little bit odd, but I decided I needed to move on and find another translator. And I did. I sent this company a message and they sent me a quote for what it would take for me to have that done. It was €5 more than I had expected, but I thought, you know what? I need to get this done. There are not a lot of certified translators out there. Let me go ahead and do this. So then they sent me how I could pay for it. And there were two ways. One was by putting a check into snail mail. And the second was to do a bank transfer or virement. And I have a bank account. However, I hadn't set up this feature on my online profile. And so it would take me 10 days in order to do this because I needed to wait to get a card in the mail with my codes so that I could do this more securely. It's a little bit frustrating. I asked them if they accepted credit cards and they said no. And I thought, what? In this day and age? And this is an example of you might not always get what you want, but you can get what you want more often than you're getting it now because they did make it easy for me to do business with them. So the following day, lo and behold, I get a message from this translator I had worked with last year. And she apologized profusely for not responding because the messages I had sent her had gotten stuck in her junk mail. She could do the translation for €5 less, and she accepts cash. I can pick up my translated driver's license, and I can pay her cash. Something I am quite capable of doing. You might not always get what you want, but you can get what you want more often than not. This actually worked in my favor this time and not that second company's because they're not getting my business because they made it too difficult for me to pay them. But sometimes we as individuals will do similar things. We tell ourselves that we want certain things in our lives. And we set out to achieve those things. But unconsciously, we can put up roadblocks that impede our getting those things. Now, for example, I recently started online dating. And it's been pretty exciting and interesting to do in a foreign language in a foreign country. And today I got a message or a notice saying that Francois had put me into his like pile. Now, this is a category where you go through different profiles and you set some aside to say, yeah, I could like this person. But I didn't get a message from him, and that was fine. But it caused me to look at his profile. And on the surface, I was not thrilled. He had two pictures in which he wasn't smiling. He didn't look very happy at all. But I read further in his profile, and it was pretty intriguing. He seemed like a really kind of neat guy. But what stood out to me was the first line in his profile, and that was, I've got two pictures of myself not smiling because I am not a salesperson. And I thought, wow, that says a lot about you. And then it went on, and like I said, it was an intriguing profile. But if I were just looking through profiles and I saw his pictures, I would not give it a second glance because for me, a smile is very important. I read further in his profile and he actually said that his best feature is his smile. And I thought to myself, well, if that's your best feature, why aren't you showing it to me? You might not feel like that you are a seller, but I am a potential buyer and I can't make a decision unless I have all the information or more information. So it was really kind of eye-opening how we can sometimes put ourselves out there, take these chances, put a dating profile out there, but then the first thing off the bat that we do blocks our ability to succeed in going on dates or potentially finding the person of our dreams. Where in your life might you be unconsciously blocking your blessings? want you to think to something that you would like to have in your life that you're working toward, but that maybe you're struggling at achieving. I want you to write that down. Second thing I want you to do is to think about what your beliefs are around what you have to do in order to achieve that, and what things you might not be willing to do to achieve that. And then the third thing that I would like for you to do is to write down how you could change your beliefs about what is required or what you're not willing to do, so that you can make it easier for you to see the results that you want to see, easier for people to reach out to you, easier for you, for the universe to bring you what it is you say that you want. You might not always get what you want, but you can get what you want more often than you're getting it now. It goes to the concept for cultivating courage that is, or the catalyst for cultivating courage that is shifting your perspective, because we aren't consciously doing this, but when we bring an awareness to our beliefs and the beliefs that might be holding us back, and then we can shift them, then we can open up a world of possibilities and have things flow more easily for us. That's courage concept number 13. That's all I have for you today. Bye for now.